OGTV 45 tapping in. Now, I'm real big on accountability, especially with myself, because I believe that admittance is the first step to recovery. I don't believe that you can correct a problem until you admit you have it. So I've never made it a secret or hid, from anyone that I'm a recovering crash out, and certain things trigger me into crashing out. And I want to explain the thought process to you all, and I need you all to pay attention. So the Iuic Hebrew Israelites reached out to me in my DMs. As soon as I saw the message, it was just like the cartoons. The little angel came and sat on this shoulder, and the little devil came and sat on that shoulder, and they both began chirping in my ear, telling me different ways to interpret this message. I would like for you all to help me with my interpretation of this message, because there is a possibility that my tendency to overanalyze and overreact could be coming into play. And if that is the case, I am not too big for correction. I'm opening the door today for your opinion. So this is the particular brother who reached out to me. I believe he's from a Tampa chapter, and these were his exact words. I am reaching out to you on behalf of Israel United in Christ, a nonprofit organization founded in New York City in 2003. We have expanded our reach by establishing schools across North America, the Caribbean islands, and Europe with the goal of uniting the 12 tribes of Israel. Our teachings, rooted in historical and biblical evidence, focus on the true nationality of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans as the 12 tribes described in the King James Version Bible. We are interested in joining your podcast to address ongoing issues within the black community and discuss possible biblical solutions for positive change. Our core principles revolve around promoting identity, self-love, and unity among brethren, and guidance towards martial relationships. Education is a fundamental aspect of our organization, encouraging members to pursue learning opportunities for personal and community betterment. With a diverse congregation ranging from first-generation college students to entrepreneurs and educators, we are dedicated to building a prosperous legacy for future generations. Please feel free to reach out to me at, I blocked the brother's personal number, or via email at, and this is why I said I believe he's from the Tampa group, at your convenience. I am available to address any inquiries you may have and eagerly anticipate your response. Now first, I'm going to tell you what the little angel on my shoulder says. The angel says that, perhaps these brothers might have saw my video where I was talking about them and their situation with Pastor Philip Anthony Mitchell, and being that, I spoke on them in not a negative light at all, they thought that perhaps, them and I could, have some things in common, and we could mutually help our community with them using my platform, and which isn't very large at all, but using my platform to help spread a positive message in the black community. This is what the angel is saying, I will acknowledge that I do respect their strength. Their strength in numbers, and they have the ability to mobilize. They're very deep. I respect that, as a warrior who survived many wars. That is something to be respected, and I've never kept that a secret. Even to go a step further, when it comes to have I ever believed, or do I ever believed, that black Americans are indeed the people of the scriptures, I would be lying if I said there were never times where I felt like that, or thought that, or believed that. So, those are the commonalities that I have with those brothers, and that is the good that I gathered from that message. That is what the little angel on my right shoulder whispered into my ear. Now, this little devil right there, this little devil on my left shoulder, he knows my past. Now, every day I wake up and I try to be a better man than I was yesterday. That's how I live my life. But I do have a past. And this little devil on my left shoulder knows it. And that's who likes to really look into things through the eyes of someone that's from the environment I came up in. What this little devil on my left shoulder is saying is, these dudes just made a play on me or tried to chump me or something, because why would I allow anyone to come on a platform that I've built by myself, blood, sweat, and tears, and I don't even know how to work a phone very well, and allow them to preach their doctrine or promote their brand on my platform without paying me? Why would I open the door for you to address the community with biblical solutions when this is my Instagram name and this is how you see me appearing on Instagram? The little devil on my shoulder is telling me that you are trying to get me to submit in some way, shape, form, or fashion. The little devil on my shoulder is telling me this is what we call in the streets a soft press. One of my games when I was in the street was extortion. I would make drug dealers pay me to operate. Some of them, you had to press them hard and oftentimes sprinkle in a little bit of violence. Others, once they were familiar with your reputation, you could address them with the soft press, something like a let's work together type of thing, or you have some type of organization or something going on and you need them to donate or something to that effect, a soft press. And this is what that put me in the mindset of. Like, you trying to press me. If you know that our doctrine's different, why would you invite yourself into my personal space to speak your doctrine? What would make you think that I would allow that? What would make you think that there's any type of passivity in me? I'm not a pastor. I'm Virginia inmate 322461. I am a gangster. I'm no longer a gang member or a gang banger, but I will die a gangster. Jesus was a gangster. The police was looking for him and his homeboys. Peter bust the police ear off. My best friend was Peter Pistol Pete Rollout. He just happens to be one of the most notorious gangsters in the history of this country. These are the type of things that little devil on my left shoulder is telling me. It's making me think in street terms. You're telling me you want to come on my block and sell your work. And you didn't say anything about how much money I was getting from that. Where I'm from, that would be considered chumping somebody or punking somebody. And you can't shake the unshakable or break the unbreakable. After hearing the angel and the devil out, I drew my own conclusion. And I want to share that with you all, and that is what I'm asking you to critique. Here is how I replied to his message. I appreciate the offer, beloved, but I don't exactly have a podcast. I do short form content. My platform is not really set up for open dialogue or debate. It's centered around my perspective, my humor, and my personality. I control the narrative. I'm open to the conversation. I can see where it would be beneficial. My personal platform is just not open to suggestions, beloved. Now, what I gathered from that conversation with that angel and that little devil was, in order for them brothers to be smart enough to have obtained that much manpower, there's no way possible that they could be foolish enough at the same time to pick a fight with me, because that's a fight that I can't ever lose. It's mathematically impossible for me to lose that fight due to the fact that I'm by myself. It's only one me. I'm a needle in the haystack. There are thousands upon thousands of them. My thought process becomes identify the threat and neutralize it. So then I get to thinking, what is the threat? You know what are these people known to do? They will run down on you with some speakers and a microphone and read the Bible real loud. And I got to thinking, I'm not really threatened by that. I'm not really even bothered by that because I have a microphone that eliminates background noise. So while they have their microphones out and their speakers reading the Bible real loud, you know, I could go into one of my little roasting sessions and just have a ball with it. So, you know, I didn't see that as a threat. And then, you know, the thought of them, you know, beating me up or doing some physical harm to me, like, you think I'm worried about some niggas coming to beat me up? Bro, I would blow your motherfucking head off and don't bat an eye. They can go down to the police house and ask the white folks, and they will tell them that that nigga gonna shoot you in your head. That's what he do. He don't cry about it. He don't run hide. He go do his time, lift all the weights on the yard, read all the books in the library, then he go home about his business. So I'm not worried about that aspect of it, you know. And like I said, from a numbers perspective, that's too much of an advantage for me. So I don't see that as a threat at all. And then I got to thinking, Brother Nathaniel probably don't know that this man even reached out to me. I think Brother Nathaniel, being the head of the operation, might be operating, you know, with a little more wisdom than some of the other brothers in different chapters. He may be a little more learnt and may have known that it was a potential that I could look at it this way. And he may have advised the wording differently. Perhaps. I would like to give Brother Nathaniel that much credit. Like I said, I respect their strength, but I'm also well aware of the fact that strength alone does not win wars. No, no, no. Intelligence. It's all about intelligence. He who has the most intel typically wins. Now, had he said something like, you know, using the Bible and the Quran to try to help the community in some type of cohesive way or something, I could have said, okay, maybe the guy's on to something. But him to say, you know, how can we fix the community just using the Bible means you're excluding my book. There's no way I'm going to have a conversation about religion or, you know, anything in reference to the scriptures if you expect for me to respect yours and you don't respect mine off top. Off top, you're getting the same amount of respect you give. So if the Quran is not a part of the conversation, then you're getting the door shut in your face, because that's my book. Your book don't come before my book, not in my house. In my house, my book come first. If we on the street, then we could talk together from an equal perspective, but you'll never put yours ahead of mine. I'm never going to allow you to be alpha to me being beta. Like, that's just, I'm not that guy. It's going to be a headbutt every time, you know. If he dies, he dies. But if one of those brothers had the intellectual capacity to have studied the Arabiya enough to have read Quran, because reading Quran in English doesn't count. That doesn't count. So if you know how to read Quran and you've read Quran and you know your book well, we could have some amazing discussions and probably help a lot of people. And I would really be with that. But if you only know your book, then you can't even have that type of discussion with me, because there's no way I'm going to allow you to exclude mine and us to only accept and respect yours. Off top, I'm shutting the door there like, who you think you playing with, nigga? This is my book right here. You know, if we're not respecting that, then you need to get away from me with yours. You know, if we could find a way, like I said, to work together, yeah, I'm with that. But I don't get dominated, you know. Like I said, I see 1,000 niggas. I don't get fearful. I think to myself, if I take down 5 of them, they only could take down me. I win 5-1. I took out 5 of y'all. Y'all only got 1 of me. That's how I think. So, like, the number thing, that's just motivation for me. It's not intimidation to me at all. I've been dealing with these nightmares since I was 19 years old. I do not fear death, bro. Trust me. Let me know what y'all think. Was my response wrong? I got a few Hebrew Israelite brothers who support my channel and be in my comments regularly. Explain to me how, that is a positive message, and I sincerely will try to look at it, with that insight, but like I said, to the rest of my followers, I want to know, man, that little angel right or that little devil right, or was I right to kind of draw the line right down the middle? If I'm guilty of stinking thinking, and these brothers were reaching out for me to make some sort of peaceful alliance or allegiance, and I read into it the wrong way, then let me know, because I'm trying to be a better me. But if I stood 10 toes down on business, then let me know that too. So when I wake up tomorrow, I can try to be a better man than I was today.